no NIB National Investigative Bureau for ehwehwem enka Ghana for hwe kwan se enka ba now directors Mustafa Yusuf any osesi benum no kebi enka ba now kwa bia ya peke wo mo a ye interrogate wo man say omo a side investigation ya frɛ wo ma ye bi so me but ye hu hwe.
Oh well it is important say Ghana for ni munna obi abehu say this is a buyer or buyer India hibia so why so many things at a time. Me can play for a man for or more cancer scandals and hono and rather may have seen the report into details. And a bit more my own was almost dog than a be money kind of reata mosin on one. They will laugh. They will laugh at the wrong side of their mouth because some of the evidence is so chilling. National service, you know. Mahuso Muma Nanabi a grant interviews be me master.
Only Mustafa. Omuni no my
Jamamoje say Abe for IT no munkwan anymore. O say more entry points and exit points. Nti say ye be national service portal na obi ati register say nipa no obi ati urem nipa no so ye student to so nye student to or ye worker so nye worker obi ati urem na obi ati urem dia more system bi a obi urem bo ntimi ye de MP it means that obi register but pay no onye de onye bi mo de Ghana card na de a register na Kenya for mo Ghana card.
House presidency enhyamudia kase ekoso ewo honomo eno no cabinet ministers meeting kase ekoso ewo honomo entino Fir3s kwachi ofosu ya ono minister of communication minister of state presidency wakasa e dia fa ho
President John Dramani Mahama. As you may be aware, cabinet is an important decision-making body of government, perhaps the most important. And every president is required by the Constitution to compose a cabinet. And that cabinet, once composed, must begin regular meetings to fashion out policy and determine the direction of governance. So, as a first requirement, President Mahama has composed his cabinet. And as you may be aware, the constitutional requirement is that cabinet must be made up of 19 ministers. And so the first point of business is to put together this body of 19 ministers, chaired by the president himself. And I would proceed to announce the names of the 19 ministers who form the cabinet. First on the list is the Minister for Finance, the Minister for the Interior, Minister for Health, Minister for Defense, the Attorney General and Minister for Justice, the Minister for Energy and Green Transition, the Minister for Education, the Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Minister for Foreign Affairs, Minister for Food and Agriculture, Minister for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovations, the Minister for Roads and Highways, Minister for Environment, Science and Technology, Minister for Works, Housing and Water Resources, Minister for Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Minister for Transport, Minister for Labor, Jobs and Employment. So these are the 19 ministers who form cabinet together with the president. Now, apart from these 19 ministers, other ministers are made to attend. And so you find that the description for that would be in attendance. So the following ministers were in attendance at cabinet today. So the Minister of Sports and Recreation, the Minister of Youth Development and Empowerment, the Minister for Fisheries and Aquaculture, Minister for Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts, Minister of State in charge of special initiatives, and my good self, the Minister for State responsible for government communications, the Minister of State for Climate Change and Sustainability, and Minister of State Public Sector Reforms. So this essentially is the composition of those who attended cabinet today, in addition to the cabinet ministers. Now, today's session primarily was to introduce cabinet and ensure that people have a handle on what exactly the expectation is of them in cabinet. The ground rules were set out, and important briefings on matters relating to governance took place. There were a number of briefings. The first, of course, as should be expected, was a briefing on security, the state of security in the country. So the Minister for the Interior, the Minister for Defense, and the National Security Coordinator took turns to brief cabinet on the security situation in the country. And the general view emanating from the briefing was that Ghana's security was strong. We are a safe country, and people are free to go about their normal activities without let or hindrance. And whatever threats exist, our security agencies have the capacity to deal with. So Ghana was declared safe from the briefings that were made at cabinet today. The second briefing was made by the presidential advisor on the 24-hour economy and accelerated export development, Mr. Guzitano. He briefed cabinet on preparations so far towards a full rollout of the 24-hour economy. And one was left with the impression that tremendous work had gone into what is arguably President Mahamet's foremost transformation plan, which aims to convert the Ghanaian economy from its present state into one that never sleeps and works around the clock. The briefing from Mr. Tano and his team shows, I beg your pardon, that we are on course to ensuring a smooth takeoff. And in due course, the 24-hour secretariat would be engaging the Ghanaian media so that through you they can apprise the people of Ghana as to where things stand. And the president and everybody else in cabinet was highly confident that based on the roadmap that had been established, we were on course to achieving the objective of having a 24-hour economy. The final briefing was made by the minister responsible for finance. As you may be aware, we campaigned strong on Ghana's failing economy. And indeed, our fears were borne out when the finance minister made his briefing. The situation is dire. The numbers are even worse than we had known in the period of the elections. But the minister, the president, and others involved in the management of the economy were confident that the proposals, the policy propositions, and the program that President Mahama has put on the table were sufficient to turn around the situation and lift the pall of economic hardship and despair that has hung over this country and its people all these years under the new presidential party, where economic mismanagement and imprudent decision making was commonplace. In a few days' time, President Mahama will be addressing Parliament. He will be delivering a message on the state of the nation to Parliament, and he will take the opportunity to delve deep into our current economic state, what we inherited, and what plans there are going forward to ensure economic revival and resuscitation. A few days after that, the National Economic Dialogue will take place from the 3rd to 4th March, and there too, various stakeholders in our economy, drawn from academia, civil society organizations, public servants, public officials, and other interested parties in the Ghanaian economy, will meet to deliberate on the state of affairs. And there too, further insights will be shared on the state of the economy and how we can collectively achieve consensus on the steps that need to be taken to ensure that we get out of the situation and are on the road to rapid economic growth and development. And then on the 11th of March, the finance minister will present his first budget, which would again explain the situation and indicate what government's policies are in respect of the economy and what measures will be rolled out going forward to achieve the objective of getting us out of this economic mess. So this, in a nutshell, is what transpired in cabinet today. I would pause here and invite questions from the media present. Thank you very much.
Oh, say, ama timemu for tumaya. Say, ye medi o mine so na ye mfa bi papa bi nwa kwa mu a. Aya na omo hwe say ye di enidi ni ebu be dey ebe mo. Because niema mu ayde, but it becomes worse when niema mu ayde no na wo san ye ne ya edi o man for natem. Ye ba mu no kure nyame anim ne. Now there was serious energy crisis. Previous government, instead of them to tackle the issue head on, now more ye cosmetics. And this was say independent power producer and you and car next cano ye den 100 million and ya kwakutu 1 million. Now was all lightness so we so be doing penny as kwakutu another 1 million. But now major issues na say
at the ho.
Tiabaye ade chinyana His Excellency the President on the 8th January. Only energy minister and if you other people share ye pay sika tofango because in October last year West African Gas Pipeline Company omo ye maintenance exercise be a friend pegin na no eteki mrekakra until last year October no ye so mbe and na aban mu mpanyfo at the time MPP aban ekoka kire omo say omo ni sika e de tofango enti omunya abotre na omumpe scan fanto fango wahu na omunya scato fango na ansa na my maintenance because omunya maintenance now you can't use the gas till you say you to oil ankasa o man to oil no enti ye betina akonwa mu na West African Gas Pipeline for say ye de ye be picking exercise na say aban pesca bi no ye de
NCC
sa omo ye maintenance omo CC nema boat bi ate oba bi ye de ahye ho not bi ate oba bi ye de ahye ho eno na akofa saa ene amene okasa yi light ye dundu mi aba but ene omo akasa o ma wie 70% of the work
okay
aka 30% into deadline from the maye no they will even finish early as compared to them. It's Ghana for
my deadline is the
I think say March. Yes, omo kasema. Omo say one cry March in cry no. Deadline on the May for March in enu.
Nti yen hwe ni mu ankopem be ending of this month
eko.
Okay.
And e early
March. Okay.
Na Ghana ni bia uti be be krado. And na de mani age o Ghana for ne say they are very reasonable. Light yi sha say do me omo bo aban no so bo. Because someone say abaya obetina kunya so 1 month he cannot be the cause of a doom so what did they make an say enti ebeda omu na ase
because dog na ye wom say the nyina na ye demu dada de and ma me kwadu fie ye si ye no from last year be nyina na ye wom ai wo fie ye dum no for be 6-7 hours
on say before say ye papa John Dramani mama efia kunya so no oti foto bi ana ye friend Esla energy sector levy act because na papa nsusu ye mu no na osegana ebedu baby yenyinam kane a ho kai wo mu no ese epesika bi ditua to no de ose edede da na ye enye edede preko odidi a odan chirema bi ena oja ska bi to ho a friend S-line ne sika 43 billion Ghana cedis na begum me no ka sei yanom eye aban da etwem aban ye etwem no omde sa sika no kosi awa ena omde ko je bosia no omde sa bosia na wa so musrem adanis kanon kwanta ama enesika ese editua independent power producer te sa sogli car power send power ameri no sa sika na eni ho enye no nko a sika wo se de to fango ankasa de gu power plant mu no sa sika na bi ni ho o medi enti e papa ba de mo ane di akono enko wa bai obesan de nani atofom na ne visionary leadership na o demonstrate all the time no obesan Jessica e de agusa foto dim ama Ghana nchirima edi anim no omambe to ahohia yi wo minti ebebo na baso se oba ye nsem PSC but wachre ne experience ne se oyo mampanyia omana nkasa da na koma so a obehwe se ne mabe kama kama ti eda na se
divine de me hu ne sade a aboa pa hu se Ghana for de bo hu se be start na dum so dum but ade aboa ya pa ne se wo kai a omu swearing in ase no e na jonjina po Emma hint be about halfway short of your case of 5 hours. Then day after the swearing in, and who said President Mahame engagement be a one office or need power producers quite be fast and no and I will be any muso chere Ghana for. Say your crisis be and I say you won't see be and I was say West Africa 4 years. It's a woman Ghana for who and say no, I am normal dear my
and Ghana for soon him say, yeah, Papa, His Excellency, Omahun near my wayeda. Obi a wakun osono da okasa obi kun aponchia uni na chine because osono wa ebi obi a wato power plants dodo abegu Ghana okacho so obeto fango egu bashimu a uni na chine obi otoka okasa obeto petrol uni na chine ha ndi ye da Ghana for so asese o my reasonable o ma dwen hu se ye papa dum so yentimi free no na ono mpo na
obeto
yeah ebegu akwa mama yetimi asolve.
Okay, yes.
Okay, say Tama NDC ye wini yabano. MPP from penny phone be because Ghana from China be na general dum so
yes.
Say no mashe.
Ernesto Usu Bempa say Ghana gas.
Yes.
Otina o video. O si dum so a ebe bam.
Say no money your moye. O ma set trap am NDC but Bible class say apembe to benkum apedu ato nifa na woni nkwa na ode be dey. The show na wonhu niam apira de ahihama but now we can issue be about and I'm senior brother here can issue be about the level of maturity and respect the current appointees demonstrate. You say do the chenu sua do the anim no anamon. Yeah, Papa, His Excellency the President. Papa no hwe na ho brase ne just say ni subai dead the pefe say onyo bia offer the opportunity a Ghana for the abandon lightly. Say amao akwanya say bedi o man so a eye opportunity kese pa ubetim dia till din hu because empanyin say edin pa eye sen ahonya. Ye wonkofo bebre omotifie a omotie me na omono omako school certificate ne me and I say omako school certificate esene impanyufo a ya appoint as ministers ebimo omuti yi esene impanyufo a ya appoint as ministers ebimo abie businesses a some of the ministers kro monye den omumbie bi enti say yama wakonya se betena so a it is only a privilege and an opportunity to make life better for the people. Okwa America and other European countries are the leadership, they are serving their people. Entina Osha President Mahama the second swearing in of appointees are obie na num pefi no kacha mzemaza wa obeye bibia eniamo ho sembia obe disrespect Ghana for no. You will be shown the exit because look, this presidency President Mahama Edino, it will determine the stability and the continuance of our current democratic dispensation. Look, a comni ohia ni abebrese ni amania ewo kromwa amanfo mani abre nipa 1.3 million because of domestic debt exchange program cash. Nipa thousands of people are yegu banks say Heritage Bank papa say do agongo de egu GN Bank egu Unibank UT Bank mabu no omo akọ school a omo so nim de bi wo omo trimu a omo nim de pa omo nya nipa hunu bi akeke wo omo adwuma gu because of amamu obone nipa na ya form Glovo ya form Game Unilever Lipton because of taxes and high cost of living tis our companies in Ghana figure
that can lovely crime it is so
sound microphone almost a Ghana for they will not allow you live in peace whilst you ride in your Land Cruisers and your luxurious cars because of opportunity when you say the Ghana now no because of wadrim boninti no to feel commodity you are not better than a person we are not also better than nipa ononam street a oton shaving stick and a toothpick and I say gambia ononam kwemu no so ye Ghana need to say over 1 vote me sumo 1 vote enti saa niema we na president mama ehu a eye asem we na koma so a wawone all ne appointee say oye niamo ho semu a obekofie
okay
enti Ghana for amotie me the NDC government under the leadership of His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama, we are committed to deliver on the mandate you have given us. In him say niema mu ode. Ah say yan hwe ye anya niema yi atemamufo be sori ati aban no. Na yetu aban. Yeso ye mpese yebetu aban. Because ye ogidi say unlike a lot of Ghanaians who say we are the same as MPP no. We are not the same as MPP. No John Mahama appointee was sit on TV or in front of the camera and tell you say konako ye wa timetable. Okay. And now we school feeding caterer. Na aban the school feeding. Na oko the office our catch say move free in the office nko na munyo bia. It will never happen na John Dramani Mahama. President Kufuor ko tena studio ewo Ashanti region o catch e can say info you can't say Kwabre for catcher and say Omo Kwanya say Omo Pom Konkotoma and NDC. And there are several of the appointees of Makan someone ya Edia Chinipa. It will never happen under the leadership of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Timi Shamobo say the Amamua Ahombrasi womb, Amamua Obuni Nidi womb, Amamua or the Kakramaya, ye bet him the near market CAP. Amawamu say indeed something otu ye koto abama aban no wan to santene kwa
okay okay abusu for ya to as na ready eto mama me fa we mfam na yamra Dr. Baumia ene ensam a watwere de ato ni Facebook page a o say current security climate in Ghana resembles a military takeover as soja memoku NSC e wo Ghana esanse onte ase se NDC for year campaign say omu bebie nyuma na wo mo abandada no afa wo no wo mo pam wo mu nyina rush energy drink eye papa pie boost your energy level wo sori no aye boho ahodin ni hono mo a wo pe energy drink papa bia no mo a cafe enimu a enwenu no mo ahodin ne de aja driver for mate for medicine for sent obia doctor for obia no bidia eden so eye rush energy drink eno nko na wo no atimi to meat pie de boso Edepa. Your top choco 3-1 chocolate drink is your defa bread dim and also ede papa and crano kwa de omumie di. It will be on more as to mumianasa. This one more my packaging kama. Etinu se wunya bi na se woni abusuanu mu dia. Enwenu no mo ahode nutrient e dey top choco chocolate spread no eboa papa. Maji fat ne ya na doso. Afi ade achi na wo pese wo ye tea pampa. Top choco 3-1 chocolate drink. Ye di ye delicious chocolate drink. Cocoa wo milk wo sugar wo do hia ne wonsu ohie ensa bebre. Yes tea no yes etinkom. To phone 0243 033 033 0243 033 033. Father Abraham Hebron Spiritual Hospital ewo enkrahia of Anko Barrier as of faster oil filling station. O se men kantra wo say yade bia edu nya say ye cancer type bia bi stroke, diabetes, sexual weakness, kidney, sickle cell, BP, HIV, yade be na mimodin, epilepsy, etwa yade typhoid yade bia ha bia no ebibidro fie o saw yade no de hunhuma yaresan so episo e de amaw entu gya yade no de to ho no mo a na wo de ahoden ekọ afa me bad dog me bese me bisa se eye ade se sa recruitment na ye terminating mo ne ade no ade se MPP ye bi MPP ba 2017 no na President Mahama aye recruitment eno mo be terminate because osafo Africa say ye be pam wo nti na musu mu ye bie ananse enkyeremu foforo wo ho
say say we need the me da say once again let me address it from Vice President. That's more kind. I don't think say Vice President is being honest to the people of Ghana. He already has a tax, so he'll be a no credit in the no. It's not me to say Ghana for ashesa to abetiana wakufino anka obesesa ni suban kakra because say even though say nye asemwa enye no kre na wo ka krampa wo ye vice president or a number of secretaries ni aides and researchers o mobo it is said me background say on tiasia my enye research ma and a vice president so you be our school year pa he is an intellectual and I respect him for that but o be ka asem na unim se no kra wo pefe na esan amanyesemu mfa so penti obeka asemu a enye no kra I don't think say a idea or say encourage that kind of politics must cease make any statement no say omo aye pamo no because the previous government and employable I beg to differ say Ghana Police Service in the last 8 years omo fa MPP aban for police for sa police for no omo da so yedma no omo say in the last 8 years MPP aban ya etena kunya so no mo fa soldier for sa soldier for no mesere wo omo ofie ana omo adwuma ye yi omedi ana omo ta so omo da so te adwuma so omo te adwuma say ye fa teacher for ye fa doctor for ye fa nurses under MPP sa workers in na da so te adwuma mti sa ko general touch na o ka say omo ye enipa aban da no ye mo ma ban ne fa o munti na pa mo I don't think that you are being fair to the people of Ghana and to be I'm saying this with the greatest of respect because this is a former vice president means me disrespect no but that kind of politics na yeah e matememu for enya politicians mujidie unim no kre no so be so beka osanse omanyante e bi say yese ye be pamo ebi mu a omo security services nim because MPP aban na fa omo sase mu eye a draw from the highest level me who be that as far as I'm concerned and from where I sit how can you sack a military man or a policeman on what basis on what grounds boni be na waye enti Mr. Osa propaganda na e betena opposition ayeye no it is early this year the vice president should know say if a person or some stage a comeback there are ways of doing it not continuous peddling of falsehood that's a PSF vice president there on no opposition na san lectures no true be na or can someone enya no crane this time that politics has ceased some of us are always here to completely expose him into no so enya no crane na yenko recruitment na sem right oko public service they employ on the need for it
okay
me no te hey se ade chena mo amoye workers so hanyi na mo se mo gya adwuma se ye papa se edu agongo obe flow tip can say publication so open nipa is that not it I didn't say open nipa mo be adwuma because akwanya abeden abedaho to kura abeden abedaho so open nipa manefeli so there must be a need assessment as an assigned employment and see number 2 say over 4 biwa by Jumama, there must be public advertisement. Is that not it? Okay. Or say Yana Samo Bian say Ghana Police Service, Ghana Armed Forces, Ghana Education Service, Ghana Health Service, Fanipa. Is that not it? And Sunny Ade Yashaso. Number 3. So Obimpo a show interest so person Jumana, the person must put it in writing. A sort of application letters or per day or per Juma. There are certain institutions you be compulsory medical examination. Ghana Police Service, military, fire service, immigration. A force work.
Security
services. A so you be a wapomudin semono. Ejina so. Because soldier Juma Sabi nipa no betu mirika kakra. Entu ukofobia ne namu dodo no. Ne sere mu baabi ye ne ya. Ne nsam ye ne ya. Anya de obetimi ayese adwuma no. Number 3. So oya sade ni we kra. There are some of the such institutions obeko interview. Okay say NDC abamba mu. And a chief of staff troll let the comma the state institution say mon kire ye we mu. Enya say fiti prekope na ka se nkrofo go fiu. You throw letter by say all the certain stations pay you for a woman for analysis semra or more. You found before the election, any after election. After election, you know, dear intina you found application letter me away, medical report and examination away. I am telling you, authorities, animal will now were breached.
Okay.
During this application process. Until what out here to me, I would tell me. Yakofa soja ni bi say anase yemfa say me use soja as an example. Ya fa soja ni bi so ye the two man on be bon ho ban en free account for mu fi other countries and anya sanity. Na yakofa soja ni a say be na adwe mu ka no ya anya medical examination. Na no po so ye na otwutu ni disi so a. Because na adwe mu ka na ebe yode. Say anya yode. Yakofa police near I saw in charge of internal security. Yeah, the Ghana to action is AK-47. What the one I do, I know ref you know the bomb because I do Mokano. I don't think that we want to encourage such a thing. Look, during the transition process, we raised this alarm. And the catcher say, yena, ayenia by Ghana for to Abama Yeba. Yes, so you want to share the big work. It is over funny pampa only as one because. Says the can debate you mokanya won abetua eyen aban foforo na yaba ne yeso yen hwe ya hoden na yen hwe se betimi atua na yentimi ntua enhyehyɛ ben na yede begu akwan mu a ebema yetimi atua kufo do aban ne pay for sorry omo da so aban mu yenyan omunya so into they are still doing it and anka wo ye nimpo ye ne legal wafa illegal ways so unapproved ways are etietia labor laws and employment act no so wabusa mra we nyina so afa nipa eye den na wabetina konya so 8 years wafa nipa 8,000 ulusu abade a wafa nipa 30,000
wafa nipa 8,000
me ma example
okay
ya fa ne se wabetina konya so 8 years ni na ofa nipa 8,000 and so lose aba what for nipa 30,000 within that 1 month 8 years no offer 8,000 but within 1 month what for nipa 30,000
wow
obi a otinchen bia or touch line bia nim say sad way politically motivated again they say na make an advertisement and say you say your advertisement say the be it will be without bias e o say Ghana ni bi obetie bia irrespective of baby or free, irrespective of sorry alcohol, ye kura or free so a dia de atono so no your advertisement no be anti. So what is happening is that when advertisement be anko so ye nipa kuro bi na yasha da afomu ena ya mom appointment. What about Ghana for aka almost wo fia anko ebi mo kura wo qualifications ni omo aya form no ebi mu kwa wo betimi a wonim de asana mo aya form no but because of political resistance why you ma frim ade Ghana for bi sin ebi mu ana ebi etini pepe yenti na chief of staff say ene yan famra kwan so amfam ntino aban timi nyesa appointment into employment into mon kona mo apply for na yen advertise na Ghana ni bia so ye MPP ni o so ye NDC ni o so ye CPP ni o PS ni o apply na go through the necessary processes na yen fawo ana asema make an entoso it is as simple as that again the etienne say NDC aban yen shada yen hye ye bia e de yawo ebere Ghana for your mama will never do that. Ade bia your mama be sikwema ye bia, it is to protect the image and the sanctity of this country. Say ye bebu nipa na ye de pepepe ye atudwa na obi ehun sade ayeye no ebeboa enu nti apeze mama oye enti eye mo say MPP for omo right after 2016 omunya akwanya omu yi Ghana for 13,000 edi, including people who were working several years before 2016. yaya koku a ene me no ka so ye NIA bossy MPP for pamon sa akoko ne boni awaye ne so ye ndisi ni a obo ndisi hyehyɛ ya ono time so ko adwuma okọ enye so wo adwuma mu na wadwane afiri adwuma ma ba fie uzie me time so ko adwuma okọ opon a no abaye ne politics a oye experienced technocrat onim de as far as the National Education Authority is concerned MPP for pamon
because we in nim so ye NDC
sa
okay
e pamon nipa 13,000 a ebi mu kra no mo ye adwuma kra de da before ye to aba no enti e den na baomia sa time no wan ka se ye pamon nipa enye but then because of amanyosemu fa so penti wanya daje ekuchiri ensem tintintin de gulete so de womu ene de enimu na ye papa vice president former vice president de guso enti for me I don't think say ye be fa na ASEM serious me de mogo bi mame because we all can see the political lenses shenwa or the yes I understand him. This is the vice president that will lose about 1.7 million ebi si Ghana bako se muda wakotena fia ne party fo ni bi kra e bompa se biom because of mamo boni a wabetena Ghana konya so a waye nti ene ofi onyere nti opese Ghana fo tenenka ena washa da tro bibi e de be dada Ghana fo ba mi ogide se Ghana fo nimde se President John Dramani Mahama e yakonya keke no oye ope ama Ghana fo bi irrespective of baby a ogina so we NDC ni unya MP we NDC ni unya NDC ni unya MPP unya just say irrespective of where you come from ye be ma wakonya level playing field ama Ghana ni bia enya baby agina ene sa pepepe boni bia ni
okay divine tito no NIB National Investigative Bureau for ehwehwem enka Ghana fo hwe kwan se enka ba now directors Mustafa Yusuf any osesi benum no ke bia enka ba now kwa bia ya peke wo mo a ye interrogate wo man say omo a side investigation ya frɛ wo ma ye bi so me but ye hu hwe
oh well it is important say Ghana for ni munna obi abehu say this is abanya obaye India hibia so why so many things at a time me can play for amanfo a omo kasa scandals na hono ndra sa me betena hakan me have seen the report into details enti ebi mo ma yo ho se omo do na bi mo ne kind of yata mo se omo ahono they will laugh they will laugh at the wrong side of their mouth because some of the evidence is so chilling. National service you know ma hu so mo ma na bi a grant interviews bi me master
oni Mustafa omunyi na oma ye
jama mo je say abe for IT no mo kwa nanimu o say more entry points and exit points nti say ye be national service portal na obi at register say nipa no obi at mi wuram nipa no so ye student to so nye student to or ye worker so nye worker obi at mi wuram na obi at mi wuram dia mo system bi a obi wuram bo ntimi nye de MP it means that obi register by pay no onye de onye bi mo de Ghana card na de a register na Kenya for mo Ghana card ana 96 years old for no omo national service code o say nipa no entry no be able to be remember there's no exit for national service for anya sanity 96 years omo national service a pin so omo ni national service pin nti so backward be chire mu de nti a 96 years ni na also ono no de illegal means ni wura mu no de no de illegal means wura mu ba san be nya national service pin ana asma America no one me nya adwe
me tiase pa
eno ne number 1 number 2 dan na wo se 96 year old ne Kenya ni no omunya access wura mu enya opportunity enya national service omo pin code no dan na ni din san be pie list of we I dey call finance ministry see ediomuka.
Yes, onya clearance or the raw salary.
And then onya clearance. And then otiminya bank details. Emma odi tuyaneka. Enti I believe say people just want to make noise and ginger their base. But there are serious issues Amaphobia also be answer. I no National Investigation Bureau for year in the coming days. So better. I was in a meeting where that oral report was given out. And yet the trial media no. After media no, yes engagements at the presidency. And be more kasakeke. Until the obehu the besi here. Some may be better me kase president mama. Ade ba kwa ofeli so obeya. Ofeli so obeya Ghana for be born a chipai anti-corruption fight.
Yeah. That one don't forgive him.
Because it is one of the main reasons we need to about we no amafo be bro mo WhatsApp me no mo so mo mpeda mo mpekwan. E wo se e chia crowdphobia.
Egum.
Hwe. Eno na metia na meka ASEM lasem. Company onu ni parliamentary approval. Company onu ni public procurement authority approval. Company onu ankasa atena TV so se adwuma aban se omunye no. Omo ankasa omo ni ho akade. Na adwuma na nya omo na eye. Eye MPA fo na GI fo na eye. But still aban tu omoka. Nipa otu omoka so ekenoforiata without approval. Enti we kwakota. Me call law school da. Me nye judge so da. But on the face of Emrano, this is a clear open and shut case. When a man authority said to your moka, because ni parliamentary approval, only PPA approval. Eye enti enyina so be na odi ede sa Ghana sika $130 million a Timisi hospital be 30 okromo no. Den na odi man no. Ehwehwe mu so kire se sika no kra no. Enyo ASEM on the company directly na call you. Ye tro gu book mu say ye ama ASEM so e kire ho no.
Sika na nkwasa na anko ASEM just ya create ni
ya obi de bonka bia boade no ho na.
Okay.
O hwiegu ma na fa kire na kogu bi dem. Hwe National Cathedral. Without parliamentary approval. $58 million. Ghana titisika 160 billion cedis multiplied by 58 plus passport office ne amount for dan ebubugu ye and also 52
courts court judgment dates
court to kabuma $110 million into titisika 160 billion cedis multiplied by 110 without parliamentary approval. Can offer ni tu asesika. Information available cra say sika no cra no nkofo ese etu esika na momo no ankodi yomo. Architect na ese man over $30 billion. Ajayi no. Sika na ankodi ne ho.
Sika na ankodi ne ho.
Oh masa.
Na ho na draw. Ye draw ya.
Masa ye tensamu.
Wow.
Abranti be a friend in the Nehemia group of America. You say ono na onko raise fund Emma National Cathedral. Ghana man sika system Kenofriata man sika. Yes. Ghana man Kenofriata to $6 million man. Titisika 160 billion multiplied by 6. Any demand. Once the po once the yabo mutu krukra wan fanye de amre Ghana. Wadanis kana kwanta de Ghana sikako $6 million un classroom blocks a bit me si Ghana. Enti so ye MPP ni no problem. O ye Ghana ni also ye Ghana ni. O doke no friata. Ubetimi support on the way I supporting the BR. But I'm telling you, said they are real serious questions he needs to answer, and I know he will not be able to answer because they are clear. And to delay taxes are all in now. Because on himself do Chrome one waka dream. Chrome was the baby doer. What else am I making? Say because a clear. Sembia now.
But the special prosecutor so you know more bemu say the war yes.
For me, I think that the special prosecutor means well. Okay. He may mean well.
Okay.
Because also maybe obeto nyom saa say akwanoma or the crab for ye obetimi aye de oye bia ne mreso no do because abanya I appointed no omanda ne omo ho ohinta duachi duabroni okoda najo a no ma twese kensi ne so osori anopa no mo ne nesri etisa no ma wako nsu nen ano akobru nsu nen oba na afo a no baby sase ho na abru nsu
oh you say ya
enti oma ha no pa investigation so ye no mo pese obeye sisi na padi wa hu ha wakosi
okay
enti ye to aba ye papa John Dramani Mahama bae no ono aka se ne age because president Mahama he will give you the opportunity ono me frɛ o me ka bibia ankyerɛ ono president Mahama kra wa candidate so ne ya o ye na appointee na ho ko bon kata se hye ne proyense mu a ono no obetwa wagya ama nim gwase ato. That is the president Mahama, you know.
Okay.
What's the maker? Since media me mo GDA pa say bibi pa bibeba. In only few weeks from now, no. Legions of MPP appointees are kata se hye ne proye bomb hu. O share former sports minister. Or no say or the $15.5 million akonu aduane ama at least 5,000. Above from puna onu asa de na moma anka ne bonusa enti obi aba be yi ne ho no PDS Cecilia da pa obi aba be yi ne ho no enti so bi
emre no so a
da bi emre no de esrem emre no
de afo da bi emre no de see say report ne de ye de ama ato ne general da na wo share how documents ne so do so a na court asebon so enye adeketoa
a process
na enye say process particularly you must demonstrate it beyond doubt until you have to be thorough. And Dr. Inen na powerful beyond doubt me wo GDA pa say omde omoye adwuma na ma na efe because some of the cases are so clear. I no do quarter 1 day 2 days ye be di asem na we nyagide bia oh na say
enya 1 year 2 years 3 years
national service for the ni say ncheche mu bia ni ho obi a onim technology in ITBA nim say asem a MPP for former national organizer Nana B and Tasumu, he has demonstrated his ignorance on digitalization in IT. Surprisingly, my champions of digitalization, but IT, the knowledge on IT, no, form Sasamo and Tasumu.
Okay.